Morning. Nice day for pilgrims, ain't it? Hi, Nagi. How are you? You having a good day? I think today's gonna be a pretty good day. You're getting ready for our next foray. Let's get it started. Because then I have breakfast. What do you got going on with your day today? Now, Bard, giga uncomfortable. Okay, I'm giga uncomfortable in this job. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't even know which song is supposed to be first, if I'm being honest, man. I'm just like firing off GCDs. Something tells me I'm going to be using a lot of, Oh my god, I'm cooked. I can't speak. I'm cooked. What am I trying to say? A lot of pilgrims, the regen potions, yeah. The pilgrim potions. Like, Bard is such a foreign concept to me. Oh, I could have just blown that up, but it probably would have killed me too. Hi, Shaya. Hello. Good afternoon. I hope your leg's feeling a little better. I hope your everything is feeling a little better. You just finished playing Valhalla? Sick. How long is Valhalla? I mean, it seems like your type of Assassin's Creed. It's very Viking. Okay, we'll pick up our chest here, then we're moving on to the next floor. And we're within the 3-minute standard. Oh, right. Is there an enemy around this corner yonder? I don't know where the respawns happened. I don't necessarily care. Hello, Kyle. Dude, I'm cooked on Bard. I'm cooked on Bard. But I do have my Demi Vemon shirt on today, so I'm happy. Hmm? Oh, sick! Actually? Poison fruit's huge. Okay, so I do this, and then this will automatically proc another barrage GCD. Cool. And yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I'm understanding. So Shadow Bite gets procced automatically if I barrage. A waste of a fortune, but that's okay. I'll start using fortunes after. Hi, fish. 100+ hours. Crazy. I'm glad you don't feel anything in your leg, but it sucks that you got to take so much medicine to do so. I just got a natural votive bomb, which makes me pretty happy, but I am overcapped on fortunes again. Yeah, I think the thing about Bard is I kind of don't care too much about its rotation and doing anything optimal. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be able to coast through the deep dungeon anyways, based on what I know. We'll see. But I think it shouldn't matter too much. There are 2 silver chests in that room alone. Yeah, it has a lot of buttons, it has a lot of songs, and then it has, like... no. Well, I mean, it can do damage with raid buffs and everything, right? But, like... honestly speaking, stock classes aren't that great. I think Machinist is way better. And my kill times are, like, the same as Tank. I'm just not a tank. I just lose the benefit of being a tank. There's no luring traps here, so I should probably be hugging the walls, but it's fine. I just activated 2-phase. Yeah, Norse mythology is really cool. That's why I liked God of War Ragnarok. Anytime you're not in a party, I think Machinist is good. I just think Machinist is really good for Prog in general. In Savage 2 and Ultimate, because you get Dismantle, and you have Burst that you can move around wherever you need it. I'm a big fan of, like, single target comps. Oh, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to say single target comps. I mean to say selfish comps. I'm a big fan of selfish comps. Bomb sucks on these early floors because you end up spending more time on here than if you had just pulled everything. So slow. Later floors, it's great for survivability. Here, it's like, I'm just people walking. What do you mean by not the best? It's like very rigid? Or like there aren't many combos or something? Another votive. What do we get? Another bomb. Before I open up that bark bomb, I'm actually going to check the other silvers. I should have already opened these before I did that, but that's fine. Oh yeah, there's a maze route, so I'm gonna use it before we actually finish the run because now I need to pick up a bark bomb, but that's fine. I'm going on to 24, so I can maze route into future floors and it's okay. I'm gonna go to VTuber for a minute because I just got my foods. Attack. Hello. Oh man, dude, isn't it great when you order something from a place and they get the order wrong and it's like a pretty distinctive item? Oh man. We're getting Dunkin' Donuts, and I like their bacon or sausage, egg, and cheeses, but I like them on bagels specifically. I don't like English muffins. They're really rough on the top of my mouth. And then just the taste is different. But they gave us English muffy.
I'll eat it for you.
Oh yeah, my puppy will absolutely. Felicity will go on that like a dog on a bacon, egg, and cheese. Got my devotions. Very pog. Nagi, oh my god, I just triggered you so bad. All the time you order soda and it's not there in your order from the delivery service. God damn it. I hate that too. Where's my diet Dr. Kelp? Hello? But, do you just not care? SpongeBob. Yeah, but if it's Grubhub, it's like it's not the fault of the restaurant. It's like the fault of the dude. I love my puppy. Get a little bit more HP back. Mortification on the next floor. They have mortification. Aim to rocket through. No, I gotta make up the time. I think I'm okay on time, but one enemy for a minute is not worth it if I don't have the time to spare for a minute. Another haste. Hello, again. can get down with this. Bard's not the worst. It's just its kill time's like a tank. I'm just not a tank. It'd be cool if purification prevented Fey Trap. Could actually have a usage. Yeah, that's the old slogan actually. Oof. Always has been. Like tank without being. I don't think it's uncommon knowledge that people know I dislike Bard, and it's not like I just choose to hate Bard, right? Like it's not like that's the choice, but some people act like I'm like specifically targeting them as individuals. It's just that the job is a dot class that isn't aged with the times, man. You work really hard and your payoff is... It's like counter white mage, you know? Well, there are people who one-trick Bard and it's like their whole ass identity, man. But why? Why does it have to be? I am like, I don't know. The whole job identity arguments and everything, and people like being a one-trick, like, I am a gunbreaker. Yes. I play everything because there are times and places to play everything, you know? Like sure, gunbreaker's my first pick, but that don't mean diddly. Not in this game. Ta-da. Do you not get the follow-up if you're not at 80 gauge, by the way? For Apex Hour? I assume that's true. I didn't read the tooltip, but that has to be what that bar is for. Is if you meet the requirement, you then unlock the follow-up. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. 14 is very freaking intuitive, right? Like, I don't have to understand the job to know how it works. You just have to understand Final Fantasy XIV to know how it works. It sounds confusing, like that sounds like a sentence that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. Well, somebody was talking earlier today, and they're valid because they probably started after Dark Knight was already released, but they were like, why is Warrior the lifesteal tank? That does not make sense. Dark Knight should be. And I'm like, it makes sense to me. It has always made sense to me. Warrior is a berserker. Berserkers are typically glass cannons. You know? They take a beating, and they dish it back out, and they don't die. How does that translate to tanking? Lifesteal. Effective HP. You're still getting hit really hard, but you're not dying because you have lifesteal and because you have HP. Right? So, like, for me, that makes sense. But there were people who were like, no, that should be the Dark Knight's job. And I'm like, well, Dark Knight was more of a... It has a broadsword. right? So it was a parry tank. But if it's not tanking, then half of the kit's not useful. So they stopped making it a parry tank. It's just natural evolution. And then people wouldn't bring Paladins or Dark Knights based on the properties of the fight, because Paladin was a very physical defender, and Dark Knight's a very magical defender. And so when you had fights that didn't have that element, they just didn't bring those jobs. So it's like, it's our fault that they are the way that they are. You know, if you want that identity, then don't be so picky and lock people out. But also, if you don't lock people out, you are just making the fight harder for everybody if you're bringing a Paladin to a magic fight. I don't know. There's no winning. Well, I don't think any player is necessarily wrong for their opinion. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, I have to be a little bit faster. Or get a bark bomb. Oh. Sure. That's fine. I said or get a bark bomb. So I'll just get the bark bomb. No big deal. What was this one again? Witching. Cool. Bring a Gunbreaker to a knife fight and the Gunbreaker's gonna win 9 times out of 10. Slashy dog? Dog is slashy dog. You mean Shadowkeeper? All tanks are good at that. Well, nowadays, like, basically all tanks are good at everything. I'm not saying old fights, for the record. I am saying old design of jobs that people literally cannot experience right now because they just don't exist that way. Like, the kit just doesn't exist. We don't have Scourge on Dark Knight anymore. We don't have shield swipe on Paladin. We don't have Inner Beast on Warrior. Inner Beast was a single target, a little bit weaker than Fellcleave, and it was the same gauge as Fellcleave, and then it gave you 20% mitigation for 6 seconds, and healed you for the amount of damage that it dealt. So, like, very strong, right? Because you can choose when to use it. And you could Fellcleave stance into Inner Beast and then go back to Fellcleave. Or the other way around. Really cool. Okay, take care, fish. Hi, how's it going, Thurin? How are you today? I did my first 2 scoring attempts. Paladin and Warrior, because those were 1.7 mils. And I updated their score. Feeling pretty good about that. I don't know how much time Bard needs on this boss. I'm just going to Bark Bomb it, probably. But yeah, I went from 1.7 mil on both to 1.92. which is, I think, was pretty good on Warrior, considering I only speed ran the first 3 sets on Warrior. Maybe the 4th. Definitely not the 5th and 6th. Warrior has damage problems. Oh yeah? How have they been going? Do you use a pitch perfect at 2 stacks so that you don't overcap? Because it's possible to overcap, right? And then I do this in songs. Yeah, but there's a chance you could use it at 3 and it would have become a 4, so now you lose the potency of the 4th stack. Oh, sorry. I don't know if that's still true in Dawn Trail, but it was true before. That's like a yes asterisk, right? Because it is possible to have good reflexes, but if you're doing it on the GCD and you have something else you need to weave, like it's conditional, right? But I think it's fine. Either way, it's probably irrelevant. I let my dots drop. Do they even matter right now? Boss is gonna die in the next minute, right? I think they don't matter. Well, I guess if you're in the song that gives you pitch perfect, then you're not in the song that gives you heartbreak resets. Is that right? Heartbreak resets used to be off of Sorry, hold on. Heartbreak resets used to be off of. I'm just gonna kill him right here. I'm just gonna spam pitch perfect. It doesn't matter. Off of your dot is what I mean to say. Sorry, I'm cooked. It used to be off of your dot. I think now it's not off of your dot. I'm like updating my information now, so if you give me information, I will learn it. Yeah, server ticks depend on ping as well a little bit, Nagi, sure. Because your GCD might be lining up with the server tick. Alright, what is my score going to land at? And then I'm going to eat my food. 310 kills, maybe? 313, I was a pretty good guess. What's your floor 40 benchmark sitting at? Do you have a way that you're keeping track of your score? Like, for me, I'm just calculating based on how big I see the floors. And I'm kind of like guesstimating if it's like 3 enemies per floor and I get a couple of 7 rooms. Yeah, I get a good feel. I think I also get a pretty good feel for the amount of kills I get on the first 10 based on what level I am coming out. Like, if you're like level 98 coming out, it's pretty good. If I'm level 97, I just want to reset. I'll be right back in a minute. But I have no doubt that there are probably people out there who aren't that good at math that use like some sort of tracker or something. Like I've seen people do for like Kingdom Hearts randomizers. They'll have like a ticker and they just like click off things when they get the updates to keep track of them, which is like smart. Yeah, that makes sense, Theron. I think I'll probably end up just looking at the top bar real quick and determining when I'm gonna AoE versus when I'm not. I think I already know the answer. Doesn't hurt to double check. Also, I'm just gonna finish my coffee real. I think it's to brush my teeth. A lot better. I don't know if you guys get the same way, but like after I eat something, I'm always like slightly bothered by the residual like feeling in my mouth. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity to just like brush your teeth. And oh, it feels so good. Feels so good. It's sad the Warden's Payon is sort of invalidated by purification. That's true. It's like floor 80s, the Gremlins, 80s or 90s. That's like the only use, I think. Okay. I'll need to get more cookies. $31. Oh yeah. My single target is 220. Refulgent is 280. A dot is 125. Or 170. Caustic Bite is actually better than Storm Bite. One actually counts as poison, the other is wind damage. Interesting. I wonder if there's a reason for that distinction. Ba-ba-bum. If I click this, it will kill me, and my run will be over. Hi, Dan. Happy early Thanksgiving to you, too, if you're celebrating. You gonna do anything cool? Oh, I skipped these guys? I should go. Jog. No, they didn't. So back in A Realm Reborn, you actually also used potent poisons. I don't know if you do that in Deep Dungeon for Palace of the Dead. You know if potent poisons are a thing that people give a shit about? Oh, if I drop a song, I lose my codas. I see. Yeah, they work on 50 mobs, which is why I was asking about Palace of the Dead. Because you could use it on early floors, right? It does share a cooldown with strength. You used to use potent poisons in raids, if you could believe it. Well, I mean, we used to use them in raids, even if you can't believe it. You know? Can I afford to pull everything here? Or will Bard die? Good morning, Elk. How are you? Well, I guess I'm just killing everything as I go. That's my question. Just kill him on the way. Yeah, they're split up into two different sections, Nagi. For example, you could use a Tincture of Strength, and you can use an Echo Drop in Raid, in the Overworld, wherever, right? But you can't... Yeah, what they're saying is correct. TLDR. What do you think, Thurin? Am I still going into Devotion in the 37-8-9 range, do you think? What do you mean nobody showed up? They have the day off? Did you miss a message? You may also notice certain things on my bar that are archaic. Shadowbind, Invigorate, Foe's Requiem, Lance Charge. Very old. You could tell when the last time I really cared. I actually have Flaming Arrow, if you can find it. It was a dot you put down on the ground. I have that on my bar, too. You may see it. Oh, Undo Dust is not a problem. It's the tentacle ladies. That's really my concern. I have no doubt that I can dodge them, but Bard will just die, right? Like, Bard will just die if I get hit by 2. Like, Tank won't, right? Tank will just... fine. Yeah. So, like, if you use leg graze and foot graze, it's also very powerful, right? On single target especially, because you can heavy them. Watch, I'm gonna do it on this guy. Boom. Like, see, get to me, idiot. How slow he is. It's gonna be scary. If I had Bloodbath, it would be over. Like the old days. Yeah, exactly what you're saying, because you can bind. You can do the same thing. Anything that charges, you can bind, right? Oh my god, I did that pull without having a steal up. Oh, buddy. You guys like my Demi Vmon? Oh, they chose virtually? Look at our little guy. He's like, hi, 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 hi. He's great. I just don't want to come back for the votive. Rather hit it now. I don't know if that side room is going to branch off multiple rooms or not. And if it is, then that's a problem. But I think maybe it won't based on the layout. We're going to find out. Oh yeah, it does branch off multiple rooms. Here we go. I hate Unto Dust, and Bard does no damage. Which meant I had to use another Witching. I could have staggered the cast and single targeted them down, but like, Jesus Christ, man. Yo, good morning. How are you doing, 8-Bit? Hi. Howdy. I will alterate this next floor. Then 37 is going to be deleted. Demi Vimon's great. Oh, I use sights on those, Nagi. If you use a Pomodoro sight, it'll reveal the floor. It's not as bad as a no ability floor on older deep dungeons. Put a straight line, buddy. Just like them. Yeah, I'm not being too greedy with how many ads I'm pulling right now, because I don't want to die. And I don't want to get Unto Dusted. Got massive deja vu again. Like I had this conversation like 3 days ago, man. What it feels like to me. Criggles! I see little Criggy Craggles. Organs. I just raw dogged a bomb. Pretty neat. Probably does more damage based on the codas that I have. 246%, but I don't know if Radiant Encore does more damage based, or if you have to have 3 coda to get Radiant Encore, I don't know. Is what it is, doesn't matter either. Gold. I don't care about these chains. I can break these cuffs. Armies, ethos. Oh yeah, this for sure is not the way. Oh, this is the way. I mean, for sure it's not the way I want to end up. I want to see the key room first because I'm a bomb. That when I run back, I'm very likely to actually repath. From the poop ball, I kind of like finding it whenever. It doesn't matter. But the bomb, because it's so slow, I want to end up the furthest away that I can from the keyhole. I can pick up chests on the way. I already have 2 chests to pick up right now. Minimum. Three chests. Landmine, buddy. Nice shoddy, buddy. Anubis. So maybe you're more like Raw. Raw. We'll jog our way back. 4 chests to grab. We have 8 minutes. How do I feel about this? 39. I'm behind on time. I delete 39. Like I said, it's tank without being tank. Hi, how are you doing, Andrew? Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. One witching. How long will this boss take Bard? 2 minutes and a half? Cool. Yeah, Logi's a great fight. Very enjoyable experience. It's probably one of the best monsters in the game. Yes, I'm biased. Alterations do your work. Gimme Corgans. I got my witching back. Yay! Good, because I needed that. I also have a chest to pick up. What emote? Gosh. I'm gonna try to make time on this, but if I don't, I don't. Not like... Lost. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't have 7 TV emotes on. Don't see any stuff. Yeah? Sorry. Good luck. Good luck, good luck. I know your cough is pretty bad. Not gonna be greedy, I'm just gonna check this silver chest in this room and then leave. Sense. And I'm going to hope that this is enough damage to kill the boss. Oh, I don't have a bark bomb. I have a maze root. I'll check maze root timings. That's yellow. I pull it's 2 minutes left. Blue? I let my dot drop. I was too focused on the mechanic. Wow, I almost did it in 30, man. I was off by 5 seconds? What the fuck? My strength did run out. Oh well. So with Maze Route, it's like 2 minutes 20. Damn. That's okay. Also nice, Andrew. I'm sorry you got short of breath. That actually sucks. Good luck, good luck. Open social real quick. Oh, this is pretty good. Was it 8 seconds? 12? Okay. I just wanted to double check some stuff. continue. I'll have to buy more. I'll buy more food the next time I step out. Time to go. I did use my incense, which maybe I shouldn't have on the boss in retrospect, but it's okay. I think it's okay. Yeah, buddy. I love this guy. He's my favorite. Oh yeah. Let's try to get devotions back. This is our dead end. Check our dead end first. Oh. Me letting my songs drop again. Can't I just pee this off after? If they give me like 55 dots, I could just get rid of them. So I guess it's good on this set, actually, if I'm getting multiple snakes. Boom. That one's done. I could save the purification if I don't want to deal with dots when I'm dealing with the turtles. I guess. Kind of irrelevant. Fortunes are back. Time is par. We could raw dog this. I like frailty. Feeblement. I like how the alliteration is used on that debuff specifically. Foes, frailty, weak, or the wicked. Great. But I do very much need to obtain my incense back before I go to 51. Cool. Love this. I almost got myself hoodwinked. I should have popped this first. I don't want this guy to kill me. Minute behind. And I'll change if I get some incenses, though. I'll be more greedy. There's a maze route. It's 7 rooms here. Hi Zai, how are you doing? I don't know Bard. I don't know Bard at all. I was trying to figure out dot priority, and I think I'm just going to dot things if I'm going to be running for more than 5 seconds. Right? Like, fuck it. Because it's like 170 potency versus a 220 GCD, so like... That's fine. Oh, thank God I got my incenses back. I can actually start playing for time. Fuck. The way I've been explaining Bard, with how it feels to me, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I feel like I'm playing tank without the benefits of tank. As far as, like, damage goes. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like I'm just playing the damage profile of, like, warrior, but without being a warrior. But, like, I don't understand it all. Oh, God. I get so scared of that tree on this set. Some of the rooms, there's like a trap right next to it. I also don't like dealing with many weapons. But I am not trying to score Bard, I'm just trying to survive Bard. Well, yeah, that's exactly it, right? You're putting in so much work, and then you do, like, fucking nothing. And the Machinist walks in, walks out. Oh. This is fine. But I am happy that I was able to update my Paladin and my Warrior on... I went for a scoring attempt on both of them, and I was able to update their scores by a lot. 200,000 each, right? Because I had 1.7 mil on each of them first. I went back in and I got 9.2. It's not 2 million, but it is an improvement. I also learned about like when Maze Route actually procs instead of it being seemingly random. like the 20-second timer. I was like, okay, that's very, very, very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. I've just been raw dogging most of it. I can't be the only one who grimaces at immolation on these floors. Because if I get a large layout like this, I just got a 7 floor again. If I get a 7 or 8 floor and the key's neck, like, oh man, you just spend 5 minutes walking. You mean skip picking up the chests? I might flight a floor if I want to make time. Oh. This is shitty. This is so shitty. Because this is like, what, another 7 floor? I can just kill those without being a bomb. I run back because I can sprint. Sprint and jog, sprint and jog. If I get Primordial Flesh, like if I get the Mud Ball, that's huge. That would be very big. I just don't get Devotions. When I was doing my Warrior score attempt, I used my Devotions to get through this set, and then I didn't pick up another Devotion for the rest of my run. Period. I was actually really upset. Yeah. So that, for me, that would have been... Because I used 1 on the 30 set, so 4 Devos for the whole... 4 Devos for the whole run. Yeah. You and I just got, like, really dicked. Sucks. Jog is Pog, man. Jog is Pog. Which floor would you flight? 48? I'm not going to flight a Mortification floor. But I think I do want to flight a floor. Maybe even 2. If I'm going to skip kills anyways. Oh, what am I doing? Get the combat with Korgans actually puts you in combat because they just fucking die right away. No! You can't make me get rid of the P-Berry. It's mine. Ooh. Dude, why am I getting so many 7 rooms? Huh? Why are they so far back there? It's a turtle. I hate turtles. Ugh. Can I de-aggro him? If I just walk far enough away? I need to just leave. I got the poop ball. Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. I guess I looked at the mortification. I thought I'd poison fruit floor that does not have that. Although I should not have back-to-back devoed. I think the play would have been poison 48 and then devo out, because I'm at 3 maze, or I'm sorry, I'm at 3 incense, but I also don't have a bark bomb. Huh? You didn't die? The benefit is I'm getting the wrecked one. Gary. I have to go back up to get the votive. And it would be faster to do it this way while I'm the flesh ball. I have gotten like so many 7 and 8 floors. Is it just a higher probability? Because on my warrior and my paladin runs that I did yesterday and the day before, I also got a lot of 7 and 8 rooms on the 40 to 50 set. It doesn't feel like RNG for this set to me. Oh, sorry. Well, I mean 7. Right? Because I'm grabbing a lot of 7s right now. But like my last 4 or 5 jobs, I feel like I got a shit ton of them. But I don't really count. I'm also like not too fussed about time, like I said. If I can get it, I can get it. If I can't, I can't. I'm pretty sure right now I don't, and that's fine. I don't even know how much time the boss needs on Bard. Five minutes. I see. Yeah, what's the difference in Bark and Maze Root? Like 25% damage? I was going to just skip. We'll still do that. Whether or not there was a votive there was irrelevant. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading chat. It happens. It happens. Damn. Really? Well, at this point, I'm not going to make time, so I'll just pick up everything. Means it's probably another big floor, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not going for score necessarily here, and that's fine. If I can get it, great. If I can't get it, my big thing is that I don't fuck myself for the later floors. I mean, Bard's just dog shit. Like, I'll say it. It wasn't even that big of a floor either. What the... This will be a good time to check the time, though. I could check raw time with no incense at all. I'll still have the strength because it's a free replenish. That's fine. Dude, I missed floor 40's eye. I don't know if you saw that set. I missed it by 5 seconds. If I was a little bit luckier with Pitch Perfect. The good thing I didn't blow my poison fruit here, though. What do you mean I got a piss key? This is common for me. This is common for me, bro. Yeah, Bard doesn't really benefit. No, dot damage scales with your skill speed stat, period, not GCD altering effects. Oh, I didn't check my timer. Like 31:15 or something? 31:10 or something? Yeah, that's why I'm not pressed right now. I can check the VOD after at any point. I am a big proponent that you do not check things while the pull is live. Or like any content. It just doesn't matter, right? While you're pulling the boss, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But this goes for all content, right? That was an example where I might have actually just lost a pitch perfect because my GCD was rolling. So if you're at 3, it's better to just use it before you click the GCD. If you, or I should say if you're at 2. Also, I let my dots drop, so I was paying attention to that. I suspect this is going to take me like 6 minutes. It's fine. I mean, I know it's not really, but like it feels like it, dude. Bard is something. Bard is an entire thing. Or I should say it's not. It's not an entire thing. Oh, I clicked this when you were going away. And bro, miserable. Miserable, miserable, miserable. Unironically, like 5 fucking minutes, man. Oh, yeah. There was an ad when I was responding to you, Thurin. I can confirm for you, haste does not affect dot damage, period. Only the actual skill speed stat and spell speed stat, which we've known for forever. Astro's cards used to give you haste. It didn't affect your dots. Yeah, even if I had P-fruited, I wouldn't have made time. Bard is really cool. Really, really cool. All right, let me take a moment to read some stuff. Catch up on Twitter because I just have like 35 notifications. Some of these comments are funny. Your day is scrambled like eggs, so you move stuff around for this meeting only for the meeting to get moved again. Sometimes it happens. Best to keep your chin up and just work on the next thing, right? Your chin up. Yeah, I don't know, Dark Moves. This game's not really dead right now. It's in the same lull it is every single patch. You know? I'm just taking time to respond to all of our chats right now. Oh, Reddit's always gonna have doomers, yeah. Well, it's like Twitter and Reddit and people commenting on YouTube videos, right? Are like always doom and gloom. Game's dead, game's unpopular. It's like every patch, right? There's a lull. And that's when you do ultimates. That's when you do deep dungeon. That's when you do the side content that you wouldn't do when like Savage is new, Ultimate is new. But like, am I the crazy person here for thinking that you shouldn't be playing this game 7 days a week with all of your free time? Do other things, have hobbies, explore shit, play other games if all you want to do is game. Right? Like, I don't know, man. Is that a crazy, insane take? I mean, I know people who just don't play video games. They play 14, but they don't game generally. And that's fine. Yeah, exactly, Mort. That's what I'm saying. Play other things. Yoshi's even saying it himself. I mean, Yoshi P made time for Monster Hunter. Bro made time for a lot of games himself, right? He's a gamer too. But I'm saying, Fish, like you're saying there's a lot of things to do in 14, but even if you disregard that, right? Because people are saying there's nothing to do here, which probably actually means there's nothing they want to do here, not that there's nothing to do, and that's fine. But like there's so many other games out there that are wonderful. And if 14 released so much content that I could not play other games, I'd probably be upset. Or I'd be missing out, you know? But like I don't mind running Deep Dungeon right now. It's fun. But like I don't want to do DSR into Abyssos into top. And it wasn't just those 3 fights, Zai, right? Because it's also prep. It's also your weekly re-clears. Like there's a lot more to it than just the actual prog week. And there's also like dungeon gear that you're gonna find. It's a lot, man. I love raiding in this game, but it can be a lot. And aren't we getting, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we're about to get Savage, Criterion, Exploration, and an Ultimate. Are we not about to get like a shit ton of content? Am I missing anything? Like, this next year is going to be insane. I feel like we're not going to get a break. And we're getting Beastmaster, but that's not going to be content that you have to do right away, right? I don't know. I think that that's a lot of content. I do. I think it's a ton of content. Yeah. Dude, Silver with the base take. Dude, Silver's like, what's so hard about Bard? It's just 2 dots, 3 songs, 3 different timings. I said, yeah, all while doing the damage a tank while not being a tank. Dude, it's so funny. Oh, very nice. Oh, I didn't even play a song. Whoopsie. Oh, did I miss a chest? Or did something die and drop one? And the meeting got cancelled entirely, completely. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. Guess you'll die. You doing any runs today, Zai? Dude, Arkveld was good. It was fine. I did it for like a day. I did it for like a day. It was fine. It felt like Arkveld. Sort of. It didn't feel as good as the Rathalos collab. Yeah. Cool. I stop by when I can, but I'm not always up early in the day. I'm trying to keep myself on morning schedules if I can be, though. Kind of an annoying layout. Oh, sick. Do I even try to speed this set? Oh, this time frame's great. I would like to be on the schedule more often than not, but when we were doing our trials for static, I kind of pushed my schedule into late night, and that was rough. And then I wake up at like noon or 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. and it's just fucking awful, man. Look at it this way, Fish. Do you have to do a meeting now? No? Well, then that's good. Right? Think about that. Is that not really cool? And now you don't have to do it. Yeah. All the more reason why it's great to not have to do the meeting. Awesome. Oh, also, Mort, sorry, I didn't get to your question right away because I'm like thinking so much about this Bard run. I am really liking Pilgrim's Traverse. It's great. It's fantastic. I just I don't know every job, so it could be difficult for me to get a good handle on them. But this content's like a nice playground because I understand it pretty well, so it's a nice place for me to at least learn the jobs in, even if I'm not the most comfortable on them. So sorry if I miss messages. I know like the content's not super difficult. I shouldn't miss messages, but I do. I'm also getting better about because like now that I'm actually multi-streaming Final Fantasy 14, it's it could be a little daunting for me to get used to reading the multiple chats because like I don't have them all in one spot. God, they hurt, they hurt, they hurt still. Jesus. But I am doing my best. Doing my best. And I will get faster at it. I think just like with anything, proficiency, right? But ever since I got my ultra wide monitor, it changed my monitor display. I'm not using 3 monitors anymore. One of them had broken, and now I don't have the desktop space for a 3rd monitor. And I think that's fine. So the way I have it set up now is game, OBS, Mimic. I want to make sure I have the Mimic like right there, right on the front of my screen, you know? So OBS, which has Twitch chat, and then YouTube chat is next to it, and then my preview, so I can actually see what the layout looks like. Oh, I don't want to pull everything. I don't want to fight you guys. I just want to kill one of you and be done. Yeah, I'm probably going to be doing a lot more morning stuff. Well, at least I'm getting a decent amount of mimics, keeping that ratio up. What do we have, a 7-room and an 8-room? Yeah, so I assume on Ninja and Black Mage, even though you knew the content, you were still pretty locked in, right? Oh, thank God, we got a 5-room. Hey, it's our little buddies. Oh, that's Serenity. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Here we go. More, what are the jobs that you prefer to play? I know if I'm going to play something in here, I do like Tank. And I do like Reaper. Reaper and Samurai are cool. Please tell me this was the correct play. I like that Bard has its own jog. Okay, so for Warrior, do you feel the same way as I do? If it's like Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, I'm fine. Warrior's totally cool. And then you approach this content. I mean, I could have hit this luring, but that's fine. Could have lure maxed. Actually, yeah, I will. Because I'm going to be picking up stuff anyways. I might as well kill shit on the way. No! Oops. I thought I sighted. Wait, I did sight. I stepped on it anyways. I just didn't look. I just didn't use my eyeballs. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. I'm so stupid. This is my own doing. I did. Sometimes it's hard to see, but it's okay. Sometimes it's hard to see. This is the part where I'm like, okay, well, I'm reading chat, and it could be a little daunting, but I think it's not too bad. As long as I'm ready for it. It's something that'll get better as I play more. Like, maybe I shouldn't have hit the luring in retrospect now, but if I didn't get hit by that, if I didn't get hit by the Fade Trap, I would have just killed them by the time I was done checking these anyways. Like, ideally, I would have scouted for the lurings and then P-fruited, but then what am I going to do? Run all the way back to check the chests? Yeah, Warrior does keep getting nerfed, and that's okay. Okay. You think they did that on purpose? They actually made the traps look similar on purpose? I could see it. Oh, sick. Rewarded. Because, like, the Otter and the, basically all the other alterations did not look, I think, like anything else. It all worked out according... Yeah, it did. You haven't tried running Warrior and Pilgrims to be fair, Mort? That's okay. I think that's fine. But you main Paladin, Dancer, and Viper. Motherfucker! All fine. I'm a magnet. Magnet for mimics. Oh, Jesus. That's okay. Warrior suffers from single target as well. It's not just an AoE thing. Warrior suffers. That is the sentence. I 100% cannot take a hit from this guy, right? On not a tank? Really? Well, I guess I have more max HP because of the Bark Bomb. Is this... Are you talking Bark Bomb numbers? Oh, without Bark. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't risk it on... I mean, that's why I'm asking, right? Because if you have the information, I can learn without ever having to actually pull the boss, which is great. Mother Dearest. Double witching. I could have just used these instead of my poison for Jesus. Brain too tiny to remember multiple jobs. And you played Paladin since starting 14. Honestly, that's fair. That's fair. I was a Dragoon for like a couple of years, all over Realm Reborn and Heavensward. I didn't start playing Warrior until the end of that expansion. And then in Stormblood I started learning many jobs because I wanted to be more useful. Not because I wanted to necessarily play them, I wanted to omni in my role, but I wanted to understand how the other jobs played so I knew how I was affecting them as a tank. So Gunbreaker is the one I will always resonate with the most. I was Warrior for a very long time. But I mean, I'm a tank main. I'm a tank main, period. And it usually falls to Dark Knight. I got scared. But yeah, I think it's Dark Knight for Prog, although maybe this upcoming Prog I'm going to be a Paladin, so my static is now full. It was a long recruitment process, but we got there. How did I not pull you that entire time? Okay, you should be transmogging now. Yeah. Transmog now. Another 8 room. I'm getting pretty lucky with the room sizes. Right? Because we've had 2 8s, 3 8s, 3 8s, 2 7s, a 5. I don't remember what the last one was. At least the kill count's going to be decent. Probably minimum 1,200. Oh, let's go. That one was rough to call, for me to determine, because it was a reset because the ad died. Yeah. Yeah, you learn so much more just from playing the game. You really do. You really, really do. And that's kind of what's really great about 14. But I tend to say this thing that might come across as conceited. It might not. And it's, I don't think a lot of Final Fantasy 14 players play the game correctly. And when I say correctly, I'm not saying you're not enjoying the game the way you want to. That's fine. Totally fine. Do whatever you want, right? Do whatever you want. Totally fine. But if you want to grow as a player, a lot of players don't think about the game correctly. Are you thinking about how a mechanic works and why it works that way? Are you thinking about the structure and how the game is actually pretty repetitive and you can tell what's going to happen in blind prog, usually, just because of how the game has been for years? Or are you the kind of player who watches like a Hector guide and then you can only go to northwest? You can't even flex to the other range spot because it's not your spot. You know? And players who say that, I think it's such like an ignorant thing to say. Because before you played 14 in the first place, you weren't automatically in the top left of a configuration in everything you've ever done in your entire life. Not possible. So like, you learned one spot, you can learn them all. It's all just about whether or not you're willing to. I think what most people mean to say is that it's going to take time, and they don't want to take time to learn something else. And that's totally valid. Again, totally valid. But if you want to get better at the game, you need to start thinking about it correctly. That's what a lot of people don't do. Kind of like how you'll get hit by an AoE in Deep Dungeon, you'll just say, oh, it's bullshit, right? I can't beat this because it is bullshit. And that's not true. Like, 14 works on server ticks. Sorry that you had to find out this way, but it does, right? And people will just say, spaghetti netcode, spaghetti netcode. I actually really love Final Fantasy 14 rating because of the server tick system. It adds an element to this raid that is not often found in other MMOs. And I really like that. I really, really like that. I don't, and it's not bullshit anymore once you start interacting with it. Does that make sense? Like, once you've decided that it just is part of the game, because it is, and you start playing around that, everything falls in place. Suddenly you learn how to dodge AoEs, and you stop making excuses about why the game killed you. And you realize that it's just your fault if you got hit. Unless there's like DDoSing or lag or whatever, right? But like, 9 times out of 10, if you got hit, it's your fault, and you're just choosing to blame the game. And a lot of people, I think, are so prideful they don't want to admit that they might be bad at something. Oh, God. There's many mechanics I've been terrible at over the years. But the server ticks have never been something that I've been like, oh man, fuck this, man. I think what people really are trying to say when they say that is like, it is not like this other game I played, and I want it to be like this other game that I played. World of Warcraft being the most prominent example, right? Or people like, I wish it played like WoW. WoW is fluid. This game sucks. All right, well, go play WoW. Enjoy. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, buddy. Actually, the door might hit you on the way out if it closes every 2.5 seconds. Who knows? And honestly, like, it's such a good thing that WoW plays the way that it does and 14 plays the way that it does. Because if you want to break and you want to experience something different, you could just go play the other game, right? But that is like... heaven forbid. People don't want to play something else. They want to play one game and they want it to play the way they want it. Like, I remember the first time I pushed Behemoth in Palace of the Dead, I didn't have an HP macro, and so I got fucked. Because instead of pushing it at 18.1%, I pushed it at 18.4%, and then I wiped by 0.3. You know? And that's my fault. Sometimes things just are that tight. Okay, the game does teach you its language. Though when... hold on, let me read what you said. Though when, for example, your sustaining pot doesn't get used despite... yeah, okay, so that's fair. But you can macro it like 14 times on a line, and it'll be more responsive. I don't, but you could. You could. I do agree that they can make things activate faster. I mean, potions do activate faster than they used to. It's still not the best. But I don't have too big of an issue with getting my potions to go off. I mean, sometimes they don't, but I'm spamming the button because that's how I play the game. Which I think is probably the best way to play. I never press something once. Because you can't rely on it. Or sometimes you can, but it'll be a little bit slower. I knew you were going to 11. So far, I'm alive. I thought I would have died by now, if I'm being honest. To something, but I'm alive so far, so... so far, so good. And what do we have? I don't have many altering, and I don't have much vision. But I have stat altering commanders, and that's good. I'll pick it up. I know somebody's going to be upset if I don't. I normally leave them alone. I don't pick up too much of my horde. Yeah. I don't disagree with you, Theron. I mean, it's a matter of time, right? I think it's a matter of time. And yeah, no game is for everybody, Mort. And that's fine. What other games do you like? What other games do you enjoy? I love so many different games, but like... lately, dude, Digimon Storytime Stranger was such an experience. I'm gonna glaze that game forever, man. It did a great job. There's a lot of things that I would critique about it too, but very small in comparison. For example, they could have spread the side quests out a lot more, and I don't want to give spoilers for them, but it would have made a lot more... Like, it would have been fine. I don't think it would have broken cohesion to have you introduced to certain characters and events throughout the game. Would have been fine. Working your way through Mass Effect. I have never played a Mass Effect game, but I've heard really good things. I actually went to a panel, or like a lore panel at PAX East for it, because friends were interested. The panel was cool. Everybody seemed to have fun. Just wasn't for me. Maybe one day. One day I'll play it. Maybe dabbling in Dune Awakening. Dude, Dune Awakening is a game that tries to achieve a lot with its sandbox style. It's cool. Cool. I was big into, like, all of its promotional as it was leading up to release, but then when it released, I think I was just too busy with other things. Phasmo's also really cool. I think playing games with your FC and friends is, like, really nice. Actually, I haven't played a party game in a long time with people. Everybody's been busy doing their own thing. I feel like looking for a group of people that I could do that with, because it's really fun. I don't blame people for being busy, you know, work. Honestly, it's like work and life. And then I was doing speed. I was doing, like, parse runs, like, all summer. All summer, man. Fun. I liked it. Also, I'm just taking my time. Oh my god, I can't believe I just opened that bark bomb with 60% HP. I'm taking my time right now because it doesn't matter. Oh my god, it's another 8 room. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's another 8 room. I've been getting a lot of these. If only I was actually doing speed as well. I'll just give them away. Zai, you can have all my 8 rooms. I maybe could have speedran this too if I had used my devotions and stuff, but, like, honestly, again, just playing for the clear. But I'm like learning, right? As I'm doing this, I'm also observing what I could have changed to have gone faster. But I guess when I say I'm just playing for the clear, that's not wholly true. I'm also using it as a learning opportunity mentally. Like, there's no reason for me to use a strength right now. This boss will die. I could save it for next run. Also, I need my dots to tick 3 times. I need an enemy to live for 9 seconds, basically, for my my dots to be worth it. See ya. Bloodletter, Bloodletter. That's what it is, right? This is upgraded Bloodletter, Heartbreak Shot? Could be. That used to be a thing you spammed all the time. But yeah, this time of year is crazy. It's also been an amazing year for video gaming, right? Expedition 33, Monster Hunter Wilds, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Digimon Storytime Stranger. What is the other one everybody's been loving? Arc Raiders. Split Fiction. Hades 2. Borderlands 4. Pokemon Legends ZA. Peak. I think Peak is probably the party game of the year. Well, like a friend slop kind of vein, right? I think is what people call it. It's been great. You hope for years where you can't quite choose the game of the year, because that means it was a good year. What was the other one that people were playing? The medieval one? Is it a Kingdom Come Deliverance 3, 2? Something like that. I wasn't sure how I would feel either, and I liked it. It was okay. I played Peak a couple of times. It's okay. Although, dude, put me in front of Dr. Mario and see me lose myself. I am a big Dr. Mario fan. I'll play it on my Nintendo 64, like, because the Switch has the emulator on the family plan thing, right, like the Nintendo Online, so I could play Dr. Mario for free. That way. I mean, I still have my Nintendo 64, but I'm not going to, like, work my cartridge to death when I could just play it on the Switch. Okay, the potency did scale. What am I doing right now? Besides being slightly lost. I don't know if I should bark bomb this. I think it doesn't matter. I have no reason to. You just stand behind. You find the quadrant that the center one won't be in, and you stand behind that 2 guy if it's 2-step march. Slam here. Am I out of my goddamn mind for thinking that it doesn't fucking matter what song you're in to beat a fight? Am I crazy? You know when people, like, freak out because they have to change the order of their songs? Shouldn't it literally not matter? Like, the only thing that changes is the buttons that you're pressing, because sometimes you will get procs, and sometimes you will not get procs, right? Is that not true? But, like, and I'm not saying min-maxing your damage. That's not what I'm saying. There's obviously a difference there. What I'm saying is, for the sake of doing a raid and actually being successful in the raid, it doesn't matter. This should be correct. It's one stone march. But, like, I have played with bards before who cannot complete the raid if they have to change song order. They actually say, like, they can't do it. And to me, that's an unreasonable thing to say if you're just trying to clear. But I don't know Bard that well. This is probably a very ignorant response. It just feels kind of crazy to hear that you can't do a raid because you have to press 1, 2, 3 instead of 3, 2, 1. Oh god! I completely misread that. I was thinking about the conversation. But you also just live one, so it's not a big deal. Just don't get hit again. I kind of disrespect this boss a little bit. He doesn't really matter. Same logic here, by the way. It's one step march. You're in the quadrant that he's not, and then ending off on your own. And I know I could sync up my buffs, but again, I don't care right now. There's no raid buffs between people. I'm the only player here. And the boss will die. What gives me my stacks of... Is that repertoire? The Apex arrow thingy. What is giving me my charge? I don't know. 14 in general doesn't require a whole lot of attention to be paid to it. Sometimes you gotta really lock in, but for the most part, you can like... I was just like reading tooltips while still doing the rotation. When I say it doesn't really require that much attention, I'm not saying mechanically, I'm saying rotationally. You just be pressing buttons and you can still read stuff. Right? As long as you have a little bit of comfort. The first like 30 floors on Black Mage and on Bard so far were really washy for me. I had a tough time. So I had to lock in there. But like if it's your main, you shouldn't really have that problem. There are people who like the people that I'm talking about that'll like complain about not being able to do their songs out of order are people who one-trick Bard. Like it's the only job they play. That's the part that like kind of bewilders me. If you were just off-rolling it out of necessity, that's one thing. I'd be like, okay, that's not a big deal. But I feel like it's the only job you can play and you also can't change your rotation. Well, what would you do if next expansion you can't do your rotation the way you're supposed to? What if it changes? I think this is correct, but I'm not double checking my work. rah boom da. Because sometimes that'll happen. Maybe a different song gets buffed or changed and now you want to use it, right? Like, or you go into phase 2 of a fight and you're on a different song. It'll just happen. I'm not going to refresh my songs because the boss is dead. That took about 7 minutes. Always be casting. That's been a thing since A Realm Reborn. I'm not an ultimate, I could be suboptimal. Dude, Mort, you could even be suboptimal in an ultimate and you're probably still gonna kill the boss. I think my pommanders are fine. Deep Dungeon definitely requires you to be flexible, thinking more like, do I have X up for this pull? Well, yeah. So, like, there's also something to be said about your burst, right? Because in Deep Dungeon, for most jobs, you have a 1 minute burst. You just kill things while you're in that 1 minute, and then you're pulling when you're not. But there's exceptions, right? Because, like, Black Mage can burst while they're moving, Machinist can burst while they're, etc., right? So, like, but, like, White Mage, if you would glare 4 on the move, you wouldn't Holy on the move because then you're going to stop the enemies. How many times do you see in a dungeon a White Mage pops Holies while you're pulling the pack? And now some of the enemies are just stuck and displaced. Oh yeah, Mort, I fully agree with you. What server do you play on? Or I agree with your FC mate. Anybody can do ultimate. I'm a big believer. Maybe you're not going to have the reaction time to do every ultimate, but like you could do Uwu, no problem. Probably Fru, no problem. When I think which ultimates people might not have good reaction time for, Uwu's Titan Jails come to mind, but you could just be put on a low prio. T is fine. I think DSR is fine. Well, DSR is mostly fine. There's like 2 spots where you're going to need to be a little fast, but it's not really a big deal. Like the Exa flares, you'll have to be a little fast. UCOB should be fine. UCOB's pretty fine. You don't really have to move too fast in that either. Top's probably the most strict. I think top is the least accessible to people if they have poor reaction time and senses. But I don't think that's an uncommon opinion. I think that's probably shared. It's a grueling ultimate. I think DSR is probably the most perfectly tuned ultimate that they've released, in my opinion. See what we got. And then I want to get some water and go to the bathroom before we do our next floors. Somebody told me before that you can get the mount from any sack, but I have not seen it personally come out of every sack. Does anybody know if that's true or false? I feel like if somebody's going to know it might be Zyron or Thurin. You play on Quarrel. That's on Crystal, right? I was on Balmung for a few years, actually, believe it or not. I started the game on Adamantoise, and I could play for 8 hours. I shit you not, and see less than 20 players. This is a Realm Reborn. Adamantoise was it was like a... They didn't have preferred and congested at the time, but if they did, it would have been a preferred server. It was that dead. And this is like in Limpsa Lominsa. So I server transferred to Balmung because I was playing in Party Finder. And remember, back then, Balmung was on Aether. So there was no crystal. I was playing with people, and I ran into some Monster Hunter friends. I actually ran into people who they had an FC called like Black Diablos, and I'm like, fuck, dude, this is so cool. I love Monster Hunter. And I got my Monster Hunter chair. I have my Lagiacre spot. I love Monster Hunter, right? I got my Demi Vmon shirt, which is Digimon, but whatever. I have my little Yan Kakus hanging out right here. And so I transferred to Balmung. I was like, yeah, can I? We were just shooting the shit. I think we were in Orem Vale. Maybe. It was one of those early dungeons because it was a Realm Reborn. And I'm talking to people as we're running through, and then I think what happened was I queued up for something afterwards. It might have even been the Chrysalis, and I ran into them again. The same people. And I was like, holy shit, I just saw you. And then they were like, yeah, our FC's active and stuff. So I transferred over to Balmung. And then that was it for years. I was playing there. It was so social. Like, people talk about the ERP scene, but really, when an MMO is new, the thing you're gonna crave is activity, right? They had regular RP, ERP, extreme dungeons, regular dungeons, people that were just doing hunts. I mean, hunts were kind of like a big deal back then, right? Because there wasn't a lot of endgame, and it was really cool. And like it would take you months and months to get through the fights back then because it wasn't considered raiding. You were doing the story of Bahamut, and the story of Bahamut was really hard. So you're going to be at it for a while, and it was, man, I loved it. I really loved it. We would even do like back then. The game was so fucked. You could get out of bounds on every map easily too. It wasn't like a mystery. It was like you would just fall out. Like I would be on Dragoon and I would be sitting in Limps. I would be sitting in Gridania and I would like elusive jump against a wall and just fall through the fucking floor. it was pretty bad. Also, elusive jump back then put you at the beginning spot and the end spot, but nothing in between. They changed it because people were using it to break out of bounds. They changed it. But for a while, what you could do was roof hop. So like not every roof in the housing districts were accessible, but with Dragoon you could elusive jump hop across roofs. It was so cool. I'm gonna be right back. I need like 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna stretch, grab some water, go to the bathroom, and check on my puppies. I think you guys should also take a stretch break. We'll be back at like 12:45 BRB. What are we doing? It's a beautiful, beautiful day out. I mean, it's cold. Sure. But lovely looking. That's really what matters. Okay, so the mount is just low percent, but can come from anything for sure. It's 81 for you? Oh my god. Let me see. What are we looking at? Like 20 degrees? 10 degrees? Oh, it's a little colder. Or a little warmer. It's like 30 degrees right now. Like 30 degrees. Hi, hon. How are you doing? We want that body piece. Which is this from the most recent? Or is it from the first one? That's a really cool body. Okay, 61 plus. That's fair. That's fair. No problem, hon. No, that's definitely... This is definitely... you can tell that it's not a store item because it has stats on it, right? Direct hit, debt, item level 750. Oh, that answers my question. It is the current alliance raid because our biz is 760. You think if I raw dog that alliance roulette, that I'll actually get it? Ooh. Oh, I just barely make 725. Tweet, tweet. $15? I'm not waiting that long. Yeah, well they've released a couple of different outfits. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, let's go in. 61. I might just start killing things one at a time. I'm scared. many rooms is this one going to be? At least 5. At least 6. The reason you know it's at least 6 here is because we don't have the return and we don't have the passage. Oh, there is a silver chest to obtain. An 8 room? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See the chest in the back. Cool. Sure love those guys. Like I said, I'm a tank without being a tank. If I was a samurai, I'd be on 2 floors from now. Have to watch my angle. Okay, back we go. A cursed layout. I mean, it's relatively straight line. I just didn't go the correct decision. And go like the right way at first. That's fine. So, I get to do work as a Bandai Namco creator. I get to, like, you know, play some of their games, chill a little bit for them, which I'm happy to do because I love Bandai Namco stuff. And the latest thing that I've been excited for is Code Vein 2. I don't know if you guys ever played Code Vein 1. I played it a little bit on release, and I like Souls games generally. And I have been going back through Code Vein 1 because I didn't get very far the first time around, and it's been really fun. Not gonna worry about you too much. And I hear a lot of people like the one-handed sword builds and like spears, but I like big hammers. I like big hammers. Whoop. I spent almost 8 minutes on this floor. That's not... It's a good test to see how I'm gonna have to handle the later floors. As long as you're not the one that gets blamed for not delivering on time when it's not your fault, you're all good for work. The thing's not happening. It's fair. There's another chest? Where? Oh, I'm not going back to the beginning for that. Don't care. Oh, I shouldn't have pressed that. Save my pitch perfect. Other direction is the correct way to go first because it's a dead end. Ooh. I'll save my sprint because there's a good chance this could be a mimic. With my luck, it is. What did I say? What did I say, brother? Another 6. Or more. For me, 100%. Right? I don't actually know percentages. I was just saying, like, with my luck, it's going to be a mimic, and then it was, but I don't actually know the percents or anything like that. It's just like when I don't want them, I get them. It's desire sensor logic from Monster Hunter. I would not be surprised if somebody has this statistics, though. I think it's that silver on the other side. I just don't want him to jump out and kill me. Can't really make any plays. 2 strength, 2 steel, 2 devotion. A scary business. Another 7 room. So we had 8 rooms, 7 rooms. A lot of rooms. A lot of rooms. Yeah, more. I don't know. I get so many mimics. So what are you up to today while you're hanging out here? What do you got going on? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I like learning about people. Also, like, I am happy to see, like, that my live stream's actually popping up on people's feeds on YouTube. It's kind of cool. I don't actually know how the algorithm or anything works for discoverability on YouTube side. I just do my best, and people show up to watch. They show up to watch. Put this against the wall if I can. And line AoE doesn't do anything it's not supposed to. You do graphic design, so it's nice to have something going on while hammering out business cards. That's really cool. Sick. Thank you for coming by. I'm really happy that you did. I'm still new to YouTube streaming. I've done like long form and short form content. Actually just put out a video yesterday for Code Vein 2. Like, as they're releasing character trailers, I've been trying to focus on like what they offer on combat prowess, so that people can decide what they want to use when they play, if they're going to go with using the buddy system. I know sometimes in Souls games people like to be very grueling and just play solo. No AI or anything like that. I was the same way in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I wanted to beat everything without any AI or assistance, so I just played Lancelot and had a nice time. Lancelot because of the dual blades. I like dual blade systems. goodness. This is a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Did you ask a question? Give me 1 second. As soon as this AoE goes off from the Mischief, I'll check it out. Do I stream full-time or is this a side gig for me? This is full-time. I've been a content creator since 2020. So, a little bit about my history. I used to be a director of operations for Papa John's. I owned 12 stores. And that was really busy and fulfilling. Not very fun. But it was good work. And then after that, I was running a local comic store. We had comic books, board games, video games, anime, manga, and that was really cool. And then COVID put us out of business. At that point, I had already streamed a couple of times for various prog and stuff, and I used to be a shoutcaster for Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, which is like Tetris. And I just kept streaming, and at that point people had come around because I used to be like the go-to guy for tanking. I was the first Gunbreaker mentor in the balance, and I would teach people how to play Gunbreaker there, and teaching people Savage and Ultimate raids when it wasn't like what everybody did on Twitch. And that's kind of like how I got my footnote. But people come to me for rotations or questions or like raid leading. I was the raid lead of a static for 6 years. So, a lot of expertise to put out there. And, you know, people wanted to hear what I had to say, and it was really cool. It was really, really nice. And I got to stay home with my family. Oh my god. Stop hurting me. That was messing me up. I can stay home with my family and see them whenever I want. I have 3 puppies. Really, really cool. Thank you. And I've gotten to travel a lot, meet some really wonderful people, go to events. I think one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do, that I'm going to remember this forever, right? I actually got to stream on the official Square Enix channel for Forspoken when that game came out. And it was like a dream come true, man. And then the, oh god, the Endwalker Media Tour, I got to go to that. It's really, really cool. Been some really wonderful events. Up these chests. There's probably a couple of iguanas in here. I know they're chameleons, but like the bit is that we called them iguanas at first and kind of stuck. Also have to haul ass and get out of here. But yeah. So that's what I do. That's what I do. I've had a lot of stuff over the years. A lot of careers over the years, but right now I'm like stay-at-home dad while my partner works. Full-time at their job. I don't make as much as I used to. I had a couple of really good years, but content creation is very ebb and flowy, and that's fine. I just do my best, and it's fulfilling, and we're getting by. You can't ask for more than that. I like to be happy. Happiness is very important to me. And I started branching out into variety a couple of years ago. Like, 14 always pulls me back. There's always like something about 14 that I have to do, like, or want to do. Parse runs, speed runs, world race, deep dungeon content. But I like playing other games too. A lot of single-player games that I've begun playing. For a long time I wouldn't play them because I like doing things with people, but when I'm streaming, you know, streaming single-player games is like an activity I could still have with people, which is great. Like Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter. I've got over 47,000 hours in Monster Hunter's series. Yeah, the Media Tour is great. Media Tour is really cool. I've gotten to work with some dream companies like Square Enix, Capcom, Bandai Namco. They're all absolutely wonderful. And like I grew up on these games and series and publishers and developers and stuff. So like it's just so fucking cool to get to like, you know, be an influencer for certain things. I don't know. There's like, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. But then it also feels really wonderful. And I get to meet great people. I get to have great conversations like with you. And that makes my day. I often stream a lot. Like I did the average recently and I've streamed an average of 61 hours a week this year. And mostly it's because I don't have any friends in real life anymore that are local because they've all moved away over the years. After like college and stuff, people get families and job opportunities in other places, and it's like it sucks. People drift apart. Like my closest friend was like 45 minutes away from me until last year. He had to move away, and now he's like 5 hours out if I wanted to go visit. So it's not feasible to just have weekend hangouts, you know? So I like spending time with people online, and streaming opens the door to so much communication. Really cool. It's fulfilling to me. Yeah, it's just a little bit of Monster Hunter. But keep in mind, Monster Hunter's been around for like 22 years, right? So 47,000 hours over 22 years is not that much. It's a lot. It's still a lot. "95% of your friends are all over the states and such too." Yeah, it can be tough. It's a tough, but it's like that's life, right? As you get older. I don't know how old I look, but I'm getting up there, and it's just part of growing up. I don't have a third strength. Makes me sad. Oh, brother, dude, I'm just gonna bark bomb. I was thinking about bark bombing this floor anyways. There's no items, so it works out. I think there can still be some iguanas in that room. There probably are. Ooh. Hello? I was worried about my AoE catching him when I moved over, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. This is manageable. There's a good chance I could refill my Pomanders this way anyways. With a good treasure room. I don't have a fortune up, and that's okay. I could have cleansed this and used a fortune, but not a big deal to me. Thanks, Nagi. I appreciate you too. Makes me really happy. It's hard, I think, to be doing content creation full-time, and when you're live all the time, it could be a little mentally draining, but it could also be so mentally rewarding. Like, sometimes people say, like, they don't get spoons back, but, like, for me, sometimes being around people charges my social battery, which might sound counterintuitive. I don't know if that makes sense though. It's like when you just feel like lonely or sad, right? And then you have people around, it's like, okay, now I don't feel that way anymore. And then you're like, okay, now I like having my me time. But if all you ever have is me time, that can feel lonely. And my family like is so busy all the time with their own things that like our schedules rarely line up between work and school and so many other things. And it's like, okay, well, now we have a little bit of time, but it's time to take the dogs out and give them their, like monthly medicine or whatever and stuff. Like, 'cause I have some old puppies now. Oh, brother, this is actually a gain. Which makes this even sadder that I didn't use a fortune earlier, actually. I can still use it for the rest of the run. You dude. That'll teach me not to use one earlier. Oh, sick. Honestly, writing the static again has been really good for your mental. Yeah, it gives you structure and something to do, right? Hello, Fish. Also, it said I reconnected to my chat, so I don't know if stream went down for a second, but not. Vacation. Heal. I'm glad that you're excited. You should be. Fantastic. What kind of puppies? So I have a purebred German Shepherd. I'm sorry. Why did I say that? I used to. My mom had one when I was younger. I don't know why I said that. I have a purebred golden retriever. What the fuck is wrong with me? I have a purebred golden retriever. I'm like thinking about the deep dungeon right now. Oh my god, my brain just... As I get older, sometimes my memories mix, and I feel really stupid when it happens, but I think it's just kind of like part of getting old. Anyways, I have a purebred golden retriever with a tie-dye tail. Then I also have a beagle terrier mix and a chihuahua terrier mix.
Yes, sir. Yes, no.
No?
Sir.
We have fun
Not
here.
anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not
No, it's not
No,
fun
no.
anymore. Not even a little bit.
No.
Make up your mind.
No.
Think. Since you're thinking now, go on, think.
No,
Is it fun?
No, sir.
No. Absolutely not?
Zero fun. All right. I love that meme. I do have to go a little bit faster, still. Oh, I cut song too fast. I need to do it at like 5. Another treasure room. Me when I learned my lesson. That was scary. Haul butt, 23 minutes, floor 65. What's wrong with me? I don't think you need lungs, yeah. All dogs are good dogs. Yeah, I love my puppies. I still can't believe I called her German Shepherd. Nova. Nope. I don't care about going that way. I'm not going to check my bronzies. I'm just going to get out. Dude, that really does just look completely like a luring trap. You gonna have some Swedish meatballs? Okay, Goldens are very tame usually.